Welcome to the Wolf's Den,
the podcast where passion
hustle,
and collectibles
collide.
collide.
We spotlight the leaders and innovators of the hobby, women entrepreneurs, female athletes, breaking barriers in sports, business, and collectibles space.
From rare finds to business insights, we bring you personal stories of perseverance, growth, and what's trending in today's industry. Whether you're a new collector or returning to the hobby or a leader forging their own path,
This is the Den, where the hustle never stops. Welcome, everyone. Episode 3 of the Wolf's Den.
All right, I'm excited to be back in front of the camera with Sharon here. This is always exciting. I don't know, I still get nervous, but yeah, let's do it. Today's a special episode. We have our first guest.
I want to talk before you say that who it is. We have like 5 lists of people that we want to be our guests in the guest list, obviously. But I thought when we were in Chantilly, like, oh, Pop, she should be our first one. She's entrenched in the hobby right now, obviously, active in shows and stuff like that. We always see her. Represents the woman in the hobby very well, and she's trending right now too. So Siobhan, let's introduce.
So we're excited to introduce our first guest, Kayla Norsworthy, aka Kayla Collects. She is a passionate collector in the hobby as well as a content creator. She has basically started her journey. We talked to her about her journey, her start, essentially her origin story. We find out how she got started and what she is passionate about in the hobby as she writes and creates contents in the collecting world.
Okay.
All right. So
let's jump to it.
Yeah. Here's Kayla.
Okay. So third episode. We're very excited. We have a special guest today. Always tell people when people ask me about Kayla is she is the new gen, when it comes to women representing women in the sports card world. So no further ado, our special guest first episode, Kayla Collects.
All right.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
All right. So I think we'll start with asking how you got into this space. How did you learn about it? How did you get in? And
I started collecting when I was like 9, 10 years old. I grew up going to Tampa Bay Rays games, and I would get autographs on baseballs that the players would toss me. And one time when I happened to be getting autographed on a baseball, I saw people getting autographs on cards, and I had no exposure to cards before that. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that's so cool. I want cards to get autographs on. So this was in 2013. So I went to Target and bought 2 packs of 2013 Top Series 1 baseball and pulled a Manny Machado rookie card in my first pack, which was my favorite non-Rays player at the time. And I've been hooked ever since.
Oh, nice. Good story. That's always like that. Something catches you,
So that's a nice origin story.
Yeah. And now that's like what, 12 years now? Dozen years? Okay.
Yeah, more than half my life, which is crazy.
Yeah, which is crazy. And you've been traveling, doing a lot of social media content, which is great, And within that 12 years, now this is my question now, who is Kayla in the sports card world? Like, people like always talking to you, taking pictures with you, but in your own world, who is Kayla?
Yeah. I mean, this for me is a tough question to answer because I think I don't really see myself the way other people do. When people are like excited or nervous to like meet me, it kind of catches me off guard because I'm just like a everyday collector like everybody else. And I really only started showing my journey because I realized that if like younger Kayla, when she got into this, didn't see anybody that looked like her, no females in the space that she could really look up to. And so I started showcasing it just because I loved it so much and I wanted other young girls coming in to see themselves represented. And that's kind of like who I view myself as is like just kind of an ambassador of the hobby and showcasing why it brings me joy and why I hope other people can also find things that they like doing within the hobby too.
That's very brave, and I think that's one thing I learned too when I asked you. So I saw Kayla, like, a little backstory last week at the Chantilly show, and I told you that that's one of the questions, and you're like, "What? I don't even know who I am," and but it's good. It's good to kind of reflect, and made me reflect too, and that's good, and you finally put an answer to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome answer.
Yeah, yeah, I love the answer,
Yeah.
because, and, I love, especially struck me with, when you said you started and you couldn't really find any female, influencer, or even until now, and even for me, I've been doing this for 20 something years, but I don't like to be in front of the camera, This is for me is like, I need to do it so people like you and the new generation could kind of like, oh, Kayla, or Siobhan, Sharon, all this stuff. So which is great. So this is the first episode.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
stoked to be the first episode.
Okay. So now we're gonna talk about like some of the trending topic recently, Um
Can I go back?
okay, she has a
Like,
question.
like
Okay.
Kayla, for someone who doesn't know who you are, what my question is, what do you do in this space? How can,
Oh, that's true.
yeah, you define, I guess, more in depth who you are and what you do in this space for someone who doesn't know Kayla Collects.
Yeah. So I kind of bounce around. I do mostly content on Instagram, so that's like the best place you can find what I do. I kind of am all over the place. Like I do athlete interviews talking about sports cards. I kind of showcase my own collecting journey and collecting stories and why I collect what I do. I also am an ambassador for a couple different shows where I get to have unique experiences, and that's kind of where I have the athlete interactions for CSA Chantilly show, which will no longer be the Chantilly, but CSA show, the Philly show, and the National. And so that's like kind of my grassroots of like how people have kind of discovered my content. And then I also do a couple other things on my own. Like I write for collectibles on SI. So that's another place you can find my content. I also write for the daily newsletter for Slab Stocks. So that's another outlet that you guys can find me.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm kind of all over the place.
No, that's good. Should be all over the place.
So, writer, influencer.
Yeah.
So, when you went to college, is this what you thought you would be doing? I was always curious about that.
Yeah, I actually didn't go to college. I kind of knew out of high school that I didn't really want to go to school unless it became required by like a job I had, and then they could pay for the school. Because with how social media is now, it kind of is your resume, and
Yep.
you can build your resume through experience. And I kind of went that route, and I didn't really even start putting my face in front of, like, my account until, maybe, like, 2021, 2022. So it's only been a few years, and my username was also different.
Mhm.
I wasn't Kayla Collects, I was Card Collector 8117. But I would say no, like, I don't know if I necessarily anticipated doing content purely sports card based. I kind of always wanted to do, like, the media route of, like, sideline reporter or something like that, more journalism, which I still kinda get to do that, and then pairing it with sports cards is really cool. But yeah, I don't know if I would have told you when I graduated high school, like, that I would be sitting here. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah, I think that would blow Kayla's mind, some of the stuff she's gotten to do.
That's great. That's great. I love that. And it's kind of, and I like that you kind of know what you wanted, and you didn't let anyone kind of tell you what to do about it, and you
Yeah.
move out from shelter of your parents, and and now you're on your own, which is great. And you're finding yourself, which
Mhm.
is so important, I think. So
Yeah.
okay.
It's definitely generational, I
Hmm.
think. Because when I grew up, the model is to go high school, college, get a job,
Hmm.
and
Mhm.
whatever else you choose to do with your life.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely learning from this generation in
Yeah.
terms of how they move and how they process uh,
Yeah.
this world, like type of thing, like
Well,
figuring out what you want to do.
It's kind of like me, I had to like finish school to and then tell my parents, oh, I'm gonna do sports cards. Because then they can't, question you, and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
So
It's like you
it's a
got your
different
education.
yep.
You have your quote unquote fallback,
Yeah, yeah.
you
They want
know.
that, and
Yeah.
then you could go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's yeah. Okay. So let's see. World Series. Is there any team you're rooting for? Obviously, the Rays are not in it, but
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm kind of, like, secretly rooting for the Blue Jays,
Oh,
just because, like, no guys on that team have won. I'd
mm,
love to see Vladdy get his first title. I got to meet him earlier this year at a hobby rip night and ripped packs with him, and he's just a super
yeah.
nice guy. And I think it'd be interesting to see Bo Bichette get a title before he hits free agency. That'd be interesting because he finally is on the roster now.
Mhm.
Um, but, I mean, worst case scenario, for me, like, the Dodgers winning isn't that bad because Blake Snell would get his first title.
Oh,
So it's like I go back and forth. I want the Blue Jays to win, but if the Dodgers win, it's not, like, breaking my heart.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I'm more like I'm rooting against the Blue Jays because they were mean to my Yankees, especially. I think it's so uncalled for, but, but I understand because I think he has some issue when he was a kid, and his
With the
dad was in the
Yankees.
Yankee Stadium,
Who
and
doesn't have an issue
I
with the
know Ken
Yankees
Griffey
when they
has
were
that too.
Yeah.
We need to talk to the Yankees about this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I
Um,
think they're loosening up though, the Yankees.
okay.
But yeah, I
Well,
think I don't know, judging how I don't know how much money the Dodgers put into making
yeah,
this team.
yeah.
It's like I'm definitely rooting for the Dodgers. I'm rooting for Shohei Ohtani. Like
Um,
just just to keep that momentum going. Just how
well,
yeah.
tying it to the sports card, I think it's both. Otani is going to sell, but do we want him to win so he could sell more? I think that's
Mhm.
great. If you want to buy him, it's like please don't buy him right now.
Yeah.
So high. And then the funny part is I have a Bowman Chrome first auto gold jersey number of Vladdy that put away for a long time, probably
Mhm.
Guys,
6, 7 years.
you should have seen Sharon searching for this.
I was like,
I
what?
know I have it. I'm like, okay, I'm sure you do.
I paid
It
like
was-
10 grand 5 years ago. So I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, I'm losing money anyway. And then the funny part, I did research. I could probably break even now again.
Yeah, yeah. I
Well,
mean
it's just how funny and how the hobby works.
yeah.
It's
mhm,
motivated by, that's why I like it. You could watch a game and kind of see how sports card moves too. And if you have a collection and if it's your favorite team, favorite player.
Yeah.
That's fun. So okay.
She definitely went into the Vladdy box.
I got rid of everything except the gold.
yeah.
Okay.
And his market has been on a journey, like, it went
Um,
way down and then kinda scooped back up last year, and now it's up again because he's had a good postseason performance, like, I don't know if there's a current active player that, like, their markets change as much.
no, not like
Mm,
up and down that big,
Mhm,
because Tatis kind of went down. Oh, he was so high and then went down, but never really recovered. Kind of had a good season, but wasn't consistent.
mhm,
Soto too, when he was with the National, he was so high and then went down after he left and then peaked again. It's kind of weird. And then now he went to the Mets, had a I don't know, great season, but didn't get to the playoff. So now he's
mhm.
down again. It's so weird. So nobody is really like the Vlad thing going on right now.
so the next question is, what are some of the challenges you faced in the hobby, knowing that this is male dominated? Are there any challenges that you see
Yeah.
in the hobby?
There's a couple. I think the first one is that I have very few peers in the hobby. For a lot of other people, they're able to experience it with people their age and like same gender, especially with males. Like I see a lot of guys like split hotel rooms like four ways at the National just because like they can get there and like that
Mhm.
experience just seems so fun to me and it's not something I've really been able to experience. There are like a few women in the hobby that are older than me that have like more experience and stuff like that that I've
Mhm.
been able to like share rooms with at the national and stuff like that. But I don't have anybody that is like within 5 years of my age that like I have a similar shared hobby journey with. Um, and for like a lot of males, like they got into it in like middle school, high school, like got out of it when they went to college and came back. So there's so many people that have shared experiences
Hmm.
that they can all relate to, but there's very like I can maybe count on one hand. I mean, I don't really know many people that like have the same similar experience to me.
Yes.
Because I've never gotten out of it and I've done this since I was 9, 10 years old.
Hmm.
And so that's a bit tricky at times of I wish I had more people that were into it that I could share it with. And then also the representation thing is also tricky. Just because younger girls getting into it now, there's more people that they can see, but I still don't think there's enough to where they can really think that they can have a career in it. Um, and I think we're trending in the right direction, especially with how women's sports are getting more representation in general. It's definitely making more people interested. But I still think that there's work to be done there.
But definitely. I mean, everything is going upward when it comes to
Mhm.
female sports. There are more leagues, not just basketball, but there's like lacrosse, obviously soccer has been a few years, even tennis, is starting to trend up. Not just with Serena, and Venus kind of retiring. Well, Venus is not officially retired yet, but you know what I mean. There's
Venus is
new.
back. That was the greatest news, by the way.
Okay.
Like Venus is back. That was the greatest morning
Okay.
ever. It's just I'm just gonna segue into that.
But it's start, and now they have cards, more cards, Venus having cards again, so basically it's trending upward. But one thing we haven't seen is in our own sports card space, like we
Mhm.
haven't seen female athletes getting invited to events, like you well, I want you to bring up the tops event that you were talking about, earlier.
Mm.
Well, I
Oh,
guess,
yeah, yeah, yeah. With Hobby Rip Night, I personally enjoy going, but I have seen, maybe 3 female athletes at across all the Hobby Rip Nights they've done, and 2 of them were WWE, so, I
Mm,
mean, to me, that's, like, not great representation because it's not, like not every girl really watches WWE,
mhm.
and typically, like, WWE females are very Mm, they're kind of put into the space for, like, the male gaze and not really for their athletic ability, and so, really, the only one I can remember that got invited to Hobby Rip Night was Juju Watkins, which is huge, and that was
Mhm.
before she kind of, like, had this season where everyone kind of knew who she was,
Mhm.
but it kind of bothers me somewhat that there hasn't been more work done to invite more female athletes, um, with the Olympics, like, they could have done so much with that because they had the rights to all these Olympic athletes, like, put a Tara Davis Woodall at one, put an Ilona Maher at one, like, there's
Yeah.
so much opportunity, and it's seems relatively easy, so that's why I don't know why it hasn't been done.
Okay. And I think we
Thank
probably
you.
should put a little bit more, you know, investigation on it, or, because
Yeah.
I don't think female athletes are really like, oh, we don't want to be interviewed. And I don't think they're expensive either. But I think it's more like, I don't think they've been approached. That's the
Mhm.
problem. And I think it needs a little, I don't
You
know,
just
nudging.
ask the tops
Yeah,
company,
exactly.
might
Well,
be.
companies and shows and promoters, they have
Yeah.
to, um, yeah. We'll talk about it a little bit more in depth in the second episode.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then if we can, yeah, we'll definitely, reach out to promoters in terms of
Yeah.
their viewpoint or even tops to get an
Mhm.
answer. All right. And so you've been collecting and getting autographs for 12 years and really putting your face out there, I guess, within the last 5 years. How have you seen the sports world and hobby change in those 12 years?
Yeah, it's changed tremendously. I remember going to shows and it would be 99% like older males, older white males, and you wouldn't see like any kids there hardly at all. Even my first few nationals or first few times going to the national, I didn't really see younger kids being brought. And that's changed a lot. In
Mhm.
recent years, I've seen a lot more, um, like, younger guys coming into it, enjoying the hobby, and the hobby content space has also changed tremendously in the past 5 years. People 5 years ago weren't, like, bringing cameras to shows, and now almost every single person has their own camera setup doing, like, dealer POVs or people spending this amount at a show, and now, like, almost everybody has their own little
Mhm.
niche in content, which it wasn't like that before, and there's, I think, almost an overpopulation of content now, but
Yep.
at least, like, you kind of get to choose your flavor of, "Who do I like actually watching? Who do I wanna hear from? What kinda content do I like watching?" There's just so many people to choose from, and there was maybe 2 or 3 to choose from 5 years ago.
Mhm.
Some of those people are still in it now, which is really cool. But and it's also become more of a, like, bargaining chip or
Mhm.
a place of money being poured into in hobby content, with companies coming into it and wanting to partner with these people like
Mhm.
eBay and Walmart and even Fanatics and Tops, and these companies are interested in putting their brand behind these voices in the hobby.
Yeah, which is good opportunities, you know. And like you said, it is a little overpopulated, but I think it's still very limited for female, you know.
Mhm,
And I think it's still you could still count more than a handful. I think, like obviously Stephanie, you know, there's some big ones, but they're consistent. It's still kind of limited in my opinion. But you
mhm.
know, mhm.
This is a lot of work.
It is a lot of
I
work,
must say.
and we have to do work and do this. No, which is okay.
This is a, I swear, no, but being, again, I'm gonna go back to old school and like uh becoming my mother essentially, or my parents, like against social media and against technology type of
Hmm.
parent. I feel like I'm becoming, but we had to adapt and become part of it, otherwise you get left behind.
Okay.
So I do appreciate the space, and it really does bring light to the hobby. So that's my thanks to you, by the way. Just want to shout you out. Like, you're doing amazing work, and it's a full time job, and it's a lot.
Yeah. This is a lot. You know, it took me 2 years to put her face here because you know she wouldn't do it. I've been trying to do this podcast for
Oh,
2 years, but okay. So now we're. I don't think we have time for the third topic.
yeah, just,
Okay, let's just do
well,
it quickly because he's gonna edit it within. You
yeah.
know.
I think
Uh,
15, 15. We've
okay. So we're gonna talk about the start of the basketball season. Are you a basketball fan?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. What team?
I'm a Thunder fan, actually.
Oh, is this
wait.
bandwagoning? Are you old?
Bandwagon.
I, when I first started
This.
Okay.
yeah, when I first started watching basketball,
Mhm.
my cousin got me into it, and he bounced around teams, but when he, like, first started talking to me about it,
Mhm.
it was, like, the Durant, Harden, Westbrook era of the
Gotcha.
Thunder, and then I
I'm
just kinda
too
stuck with
young
them.
to remember that.
Yeah, so I've been through some rough times as a Thunder fan, but I'm not, like, hardcore. Like,
Okay.
I wouldn't claim, I mean, I am a fan of them, but I wouldn't claim them as, like, my team of, like, the Rays and the Lightning and stuff like that. I
Oh,
don't watch them as much, but yeah,
okay.
they're definitely still my team.
Okay, cool. But not really like, oh.
All right. I feel like we should make this a scavenger hunt, and for her to prove that she's a Thunder fan.
No.
Go bring up anything Thunder.
Hopefully it's right in
To the
front of
screen.
her. No, we're not doing that right now. Too much
I'm
pressure
kidding. I'm
here.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay.
All
Okay,
right.
with that said.
So are you excited by, Thunder 2-0 start? Shea, what does he got?
55-point game and 35
30.
point, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Are you
Mhm.
a Shea fan?
Hmm?
Are you a Shea Gilchis Alexander fan?
Yeah, yeah, he's exciting to watch, and he's just, like, he brings this, like, electricity, and he just kind of, the whole team has been built around him,
Hmm.
um, and yeah, I think they did a good job building around him. Um, yeah.
Do you collect? Basketball cards too? Because I know you do a lot of baseball content.
I do a little bit, but I kinda just keep that stuff to myself.
That's
I have, like, some color match, like, prisms of, like, because when I got into the Thunder, it was, like, Harden, Westbrook,
yep.
Durant, so, like, I have some of, like, their Thunder stuff. I
Gotcha.
haven't really collected too much of, like, the new era,
Okay.
just because, like, some of them are really expensive, and so I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And this is the next dynasty, apparently.
Oh
We'll
yeah.
see, that'd be nuts.
I'm a believer. I am a
She's a
believer.
believer.
I am a hundred
I,
percent a
I'm too much
believer.
of a Luca fan to root for anyone other than
Um,
Okay, okay.
if they both obviously Western Conference Finals, whoever comes out on top, like you with baseball, I'm okay either way if they face
Oh
each
my
other in
god.
the
Okay.
finals.
Okay.
It's a win-win,
That's true.
you know.
Okay.
Um, but super
Um.
excited at that they're doing this without, their without Williams. Who's your
Mhm.
yeah,
Jalen Williams. Okay.
Jalen Williams, the other Jalen, the real Jalen
Yeah,
Williams.
I have to take my glasses off because I have to read. So we're going to the rapid fire section.
Okay.
So 5 questions. Favorite card in your personal collection, and do you still have it?
Yes. So, my 2020 Top Stadium Club card signed by Austin Hayes, I had him inscribe Skittle Power.
Okay. If you're in our situation and you're interviewing somebody in the Wolf's Den, who would you want to interview?
Who would I wanna hear from?
Yeah.
AG from Tops and Fanatics.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. She has a shot too. You could go one-on-one basketball in it. Okay. Underrated sports moment that deserves a highlight.
Ooh. I mean, this already kinda does have a highlight, but to me, I don't think it got talked about long enough, was Michael Brasso hitting a go-ahead home run in the postseason against the Yankees, against Aroldis Chapman, after he threw behind him. It does have a Tops Now card, but I don't think it got it the spotlight it deserved.
That's true. That
I've
yeah.
never heard of it,
She
so
Exactly, exactly. And he's off Aroldis Chapman too.
you answered the
Okay.
question.
Okay, if there's a female WNBA player that you will invest in right now.
Ooh. Um, hmm. I would say Paige Beckers. I think she's gonna get some weapons in Dallas. She's already kind of expensive, but I think she'll get on a title team eventually. Like it will be built around her over the next few seasons.
Okay. Okay. And with a new coach, I think it'll be great. Okay, last question has something to do with Wolves. Then finish the line. Leading the pack. What does it mean to you to lead a pack in the sports card world?
Leading the pack means
Mm-hmm.
Not steering away just because other people aren't doing it.
Nice. I like that.
mhm.
And with that, okay, that's the first episode. Okay. Was a nice interview. I thought, kind of catching up and learning who Kayla is,
Yeah.
not just what we see in the show, but kind of know her story, what her struggles and what she wants from this hobby, which is
Yeah,
great,
I think it's important that we do have people in the space thinking about the
Hmm.
future of the
Yeah.
hobby, not
Hmm.
just right now.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, I wish her all the best, and she sounds like she's going to do some exciting things.
Hmm.
We will continue the conversation in
No.
episode number 2.
Yep. Definitely. But the
Yeah.
good thing about this is I kind of have a weird reflection about it, because as everybody know, our business is always evolving and stuff like that. So when we saw Kayla in Chantilly, I asked her, who is Kayla? And Kayla gave me the biggest laugh and said, I don't know who Kayla is. That's a weird hard question.
Yeah.
And then came back, and we are going through the same thing with BlackJadedWolf.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are we trying to be? Content creator, are we trying to be? Who are we basically as a
Yeah.
business? Because I think every few years you got to take stock on yourself and the
Yeah.
company and where you want to evolve.
Yeah.
So when she asked that question, I started thinking about us, our BlackJadedWolf.
Yeah.
So and then I just realized it's like we got to stay who we are,
Yeah. Yeah.
true to our passion,
Yep.
and what we're good at already.
Yep.
Why totally start and do something we're not,
Mm-hmm.
With that said, I think Black Jada Wolf will continue, doing what it's best. And I think it will show the next few months,
Yeah.
and we're very excited about that.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, we're basically working behind the scenes with project managers and marketing companies
Mm-hmm.
and just different companies to
Mm-hmm.
identify who we are,
Mm-hmm.
what do we do well, and how do we grow in this
Yeah.
space.
And how
Uh,
we could support the hobby too.
yeah.
It's like stores, other aspect that's growing, what's in demand, and we're always part of it, but sometimes it's not in front. Do we want to be in front, or we just want to support it behind the scene? And
Yeah.
I think that's something we're trying to figure out. And
Yeah.
I think it's exciting. So it's like that's why I love the podcast. It's like we're learning from people that we're interviewing too.
Yeah.
It's not just us talking about
Right.
anything.
And for us it's like we're not set in stone either.
No.
We're continue to
Hmm.
grow and evolve in
Yeah.
this and
As person, as
yeah.
owners, and as a business, which is great. That's why I'm so happy about it's only the first episode, first guest, and we're
Yeah.
learning already. And hopefully people that are listening are learning too.
Right. And ask yourself the same question.
Hmm.
Who are you?
Yep. In this space.
Yep.
Yep. So with that said, I thought the interview is great. We talk about some of the trending topic, obviously, but this week's big news is obviously Tops getting their license back,
I love when
and
Sharon says obviously. Not
it's
obvious.
not obvious because
No,
they
no.
were everywhere.
It was everywhere.
Exactly. I mean, if you were in New York,
Yeah.
you saw David Adams store, Bleecker.
Yeah.
Michael Rubin was like in every store you could think of.
Okay, so maybe this one was
Exactly.
obvious.
It was obvious. Siobhan just don't think it's obvious. We were literally breaking Tops boxes in the middle of New York City, Flatiron District, the other
Flatiron,
day. I
yeah.
posted a video of it.
Okay.
So it's everywhere, basically. And Cooper Flag's first uniform card, some of the top. Who's your
Official.
favorite guy right now with the Sixers rookie?
Edgecombe.
Oh, she loved Edgecombe before Edgecombe even have a card.
I did tell her that.
We're very
she
bullish.
Remembered.
Yes, I think he had the highest point for a rookie in this year. I mean, this year's rookie class, the first game. So we're very excited about that. The new Tops getting their license and more product coming.
Yeah. Excited. Definitely excited for the start of the basketball season.
Yep.
I have my early MVP picks.
Let's see who's this MVP pick. We'll talk about that.
Yeah,
Actually, we'll debate that later.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
It's super early, obviously.
Yeah, super early. But that's when you pick early. You don't want to pick when it's
yeah.
closer. Yeah.
Barring injuries,
Yeah.
here's my pick for
Yes.
MVP.
Okay. We'll go back to that.
Yeah.
With that said, anything else in the first episode with Kayla?
No, I think you summarized it well.
Yeah, I think that's, it was fun, fun interview. It's good to be learning about Kayla and people in the hobby. So first guess, it was coming full circle, like Kayla said. And, I always look at her as the new generation,
Yeah.
in the sports card world.
Yeah,
so
Kayla makes me feel old.
that's true. But we learn things from her still.
Exactly,
We learn from the younger
exactly.
generation, so which
Yeah.
is great. That sums up episode 3. Thank you, everyone.
If you like this episode, please make sure to subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.